Didn't we already do a bit where I thought he was there and I was like, oh, where'd he go?
But who? Where'd who go?
The thing.
What thing?
Well, no, just the intro.
There's nothing
like,
there.
I was gonna say, hey, what happened to the thing?
What thing?
The red thing.
I have no idea. That's orange, dude. That's blue and orange.
No, I know colors. I went to preschool.
Are you sure?
Well, I may not know colors, but I do know tech news. CES may be over, but the tech news train keeps rolling along, so let's get right to it. If you're a proud owner of a Nintendo Switch, it probably feels a little strange that folks that use the older gen 3DS and Wii U have access to Super NES titles, but you don't. But a recent code leak suggests that is about to change, and it looks like Switch Online users will be getting plenty of classic SNES games at some point down the line. Mentioned titles include Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World, Super Legend of Mario Zelda, Link to the Super Past, Super Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Super Pilot Super Wings, Super F-Zero, and Super Punch-Out! There's no word exactly on when Nintendo plans to make these titles available to players, but it looks like a pretty solid, I would even say super lineup to help you catch up on your old favorites that you missed out on because you were deprived as a child, in which case they wouldn't be your old favorites. Are you a drone enthusiast from right here in good old Canada? Well, you might have a lot more red tape to fly through pretty soon before you can pick up your drone controller again. Starting on June 1st, Transport Canada is gonna start requiring you to register your drone if it's more than 250 grams, which is a little over half a pound for our Yankee friends. And you can forget about flying a drone if you're under 14. You are simply too immature. Folks who are in Canada temporarily, such as foreigners present on a work visa, also will be barred from flying drones. Those who flout the rules do so at their own peril, as individuals flying drones for personal use can be fined up to 1,000 Canadian ruples. That's about, I don't know, $1.50 US, for flying without certification, and up to $3 grand if you flew the drone in an unsafe manner. So forget about flying your Walmart drone to Canada to steal maple syrup. Don't be totally surprised if you're living in the US, by the way, and you've gotten more spam calls recently, as the lengthy federal government shutdown has limited what government authorities charged with consumer protection can actually do to prevent marketers and scammers from lighting up your phone lines. The website for the long-running Do Not Call registry isn't currently taking new submissions, and marketers who play by the rules and frequently check the Do Not Call list can't check it for updated numbers. On top of that, there could be issues with spotty enforcement, especially as the federal website for reporting identity theft is also inaccessible for the time being. Given the current gridlock in DC over the shutdown, this might continue to be an issue for some time, so you might want to keep your phone on vibrate for a bit. Or you could get a Pixel.
Call screening.
And now for the quick bits, brought to you by Brilliant. Do you have an extra 5 minutes a day? Well, then use Brilliant's daily problems to train your brain. Each problem provides you with the context and framework that you need to tackle it, so you end up learning the concepts simply by applying them. If you like the daily problems, there are more like them in the quiz on the left, and if you need more guidance, you can join the community for some helpful discussion. These thought-provoking challenges are designed to lead you from curiosity to mastery, one day at a time. So go to brilliant.org/techlinked and finish your day a little smarter than you began it. Well, a lot smarter, because you also watched Techlinked. The first 200 or so of you will get 20% off the annual subscription, by the way, to view all the problems in the archives, so go check it out at the link below. Quick bits. Remember when 1 terabyte hard drives were just a wet dream of adolescent Linus? Wait, no, you guys don't remember that?
Yeah, no,
I guess I never told anybody that. Well, you can now buy a 1 terabyte SD card, as Lexar has just brought one to market. Now, it's a mid-range card in terms of performance, rated at UHS 1 speeds, so that'll be good enough for 4K video with some cameras. And at $500, it's not cheap. But, my friends, can you really put a price on not having to swap SD cards over and over? Because Lexar did. It's $500. Weren't you paying attention?
Yeah.
Speaking of not paying attention, Soulja Boy doesn't seem to have been paying attention to all the social media lashback. I like it. And well, the cease and desist that he got from, I think, allegedly Nintendo. He's ripping off video game consoles again. So Mr. Boy did have to pull his Nintendo emulator box off the market, but he has since released the Soulja Game which looks suspiciously like a PS Vita, or should I say, more suspiciously like a Chinese knockoff of a PS Vita that you can get on AliExpress.
Hey.
So it can be yours for $100 or $25 if you have the technology to zoom in on the pictures on his Solja website and see the markings on the console and then Google them and find them on AliExpress. India is cracking down on what it considers illegal social media posts, and industry giants such as Facebook and Mozilla are none too pleased. The proposed new rules say that unlawful content has to be taken down within 24 hours, with the idea being that they want to fight political fake news and prevent unrest. Such a rule could burden providers, though, and critics worry that the rules border on censorship. The good news, though, is I'm pretty sure that hot takes about Bollywood movies are still fair game, and I think the world is better off the more of those that exist.
What did you think about Tigers into High?
I mean, I'm just reading the script. I don't watch Bollywood hot takes.
Good movie?
Hollywood bot takes? Now that's an interesting one. Nike wants you to start using your phone to lace up your shoes. The sportswear giant is set to release a pair of app-connected basketball sneakers tomorrow. A promotional video shows NBA stars controlling the laces from smartphones and apparently being impressed. Totally not sponsored at all. So you'll need to pay about $350 for the privilege of not having to lace up your kicks by hand. Just don't allow any of that residual laziness to carry over into your actual game. Okay, if you script in me being like, yo, where the F is the Back to Future reference, then it's in there.
Where is it?
Then it's in the script.
I mean, we could have put it in.
And from the Truth is Stranger Than Fiction department, police in California brought about a peaceful end to what could have been a violent standoff this weekend by having a robot deliver a vape pen to a suspect. The perp had threatened to set a gas station on fire and later demanded a cigarette. But officers gave the man a vape pen instead to reduce the risk of the fire that he threatened, after which he was arrested without further incident. This might be the only known instance of a vape pen actually being responsible for something helpful and or cool.
Hey, vaping is cool.
You don't vape.
Vaping's lit.
You don't vape. It's not lit. By definition. And that's our show, speaking of things lit, so come back Wednesday for more tech news. Or else.
Whoa.
I don't have a great threatening face.